This show it went out like usual, chaotic, and I love it. Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to our episode of the final season of Core One's of the amateur tacos cover of the Spy X Family. Yes, it might be the last episode of the core, but it's not the last episode of the season. And from what I've understood, the season is continuing in October. But I digress. And joining me today is my good friend and co-creator of this chaotic forged pod, Brandon. How's it going, buddy?
I totally and completely understand Lloyd. If
uh,
anybody asks how I feel today, I feel severely and utterly exhausted. But I am excited because what another great episode of Spy X Family we were able to enjoy today.
yeah, it's just a marvel, all things considered. It's it just how should I put it? You can almost use it as an analogy for today's society about taking care of your family. It's just or just life in general. Just I have to fix this, I have to fix that, I have to fix this, and when he finally gets is able to get to take quote unquote a break, he's still in a mission, so to speak.
Because he has a commitment with bringing peace, ending war, creating a world where kids won't cry. Which, by the way, is actually phenomenal
Yeah,
and it's awesome.
agreed, and it's just. Agreed, and it's just great minds think alike. I see. Uh,
Yes, I feel I think my avatar should evoke what I'm feeling right now.
yeah, and I have to say that how should I put it? It feels rather familiar having a chaotic. I think we all have had those chaotic family experience once in a while when we want to have a good time, but when we might have had a quote unquote good time, it has some chaotic moments in between, something like that. You get what I mean?
I I I kind of do, but I think the biggest thing that happened, at least in this episode, um, in terms of chaotic things, I kind of what I like about this episode is it's kind of like when life is chaotic and you're trying to run away from the chaos to have some type of peace, and chaos just follows you anywhere you go because sometimes life is chaos.
Amen to that. I know that far too well.
Yeah. Yeah. But I also find it. Did you find it interesting that this is the first episode in a while where it's a Lloyd centric family episode? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like it's the first episode where yes, last episode was all about Anya's first star, first Stella, and all of that. But the fact that this particular episode, it kind of went back to the roots of the whole family dynamic, and
yeah,
I don't know, it was hilarious. I did find it weird that but at the same time, as a directorial decision, as a showrunner decision, it makes perfect sense. The fact that they treated this episode like it was the end, it was the beginning of a season, And what I mean by that is that we kind of get somewhat of a recap of what the show's about. Like the show goes out of its way to kind of like explain its thesis or reason of being again.
You were thinking that maybe this kind of episode would have been a better suit for episode one or of Core 2 or something.
Well, not that it would suit better because at the same I it's funny you asked me that question because I don't think that that's the issue. I don't first of all, I have no issue. In the beginning I kind of had an issue because I'm like, why are we doing this? But now that I'm thinking about it as we're talking, it kind of makes sense because it kind of gives it that feel that this particular episode feels that you could have jump in at any time and watch it. Like you don't have to follow the story. Like this is like an isolated family episode that you can treat as a one-off as opposed to it kind of carrying the strings of all the story that we've seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
does it feel like a filler? Yes, but it's not a filler because
I mean,
you do have great character moments in it, and the and it's important to Operation Strix. Damn it!
I
But
mean, you can.
but let me finish this idea.
Yeah,
But I do like the fact of how it puts a nice little bow on the ending of the first core because it kind of like grabs everything that we've learned, kind of does a quick recap, and then gives us another one final adventure for a bit, you know. So I kind of
yeah,
like that.
yeah. It's. I mean, for some, I dare argue that, and I can understand why. Is it can just come across of a why did they sort of like have this? No, scratch that. If this had been the final episode of the season, then I would be a lot more disappointed. Honestly, no. Even though I know what's happening in the especially knowing what's happening in the manga, but regarding that, if you're looking at it from an, I would even say that I can understand, but as a half season finale or whatever you want to call it in non-anime terms, I think it's great kind of stuff. It,
Yeah, yeah, it's great because you have little moments for each of the main characters to shine. Great comedic moments.
oh, I overdid it again, didn't I?
A lot of great moments with Lloyd, great moments with Yor, great moments with Anya. Anya had that last cute moment at the end. Um, but also, I think what makes this a very good drop off point, which you got to think about it. A lot of other animes that are very story heavy, right? Not that they make the mistake, but I think, even though I think 90% of us otakus hate it, but I think we're all used to a lot of shows ending their seasons on a dramatic cliffhanger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're used to that. We hate it, but we're used to it, right?
Attack on Titan.
Uh, But I like that Spy Family didn't do that. And the reason I believe this, or at least my assumption that this was happened, because first of all, this episode in particular had no bearings in any important beats of the story. It was just another episode for us to enjoy the characters more than anything, right? Like there's nothing story wise necessarily that happens. But when you watch the trailer for the second core, or what they're calling it, season 1B, it looks like it's going to be a very story driven second half.
And boy, am I looking forward to that one.
But you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they went out of their way, I would say, to not do that because like for example, this episode feels like an OVA more than anything. Does that make sense? It doesn't feel like like a canon line from the book or anything like
We
that.
see
So,
you, Mike. We see you. Looking forward to hear your thoughts next week.
um, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah, and and I have to say that I feel sorry for the guy that the new guy on the job. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's just.
Yes.
But I can't just stand there doing just like nothing. Fix it, done. But wait, you're making me chief. I can't teach you anything else. Just poor kid. I mean, poor kid. And I mean, and I have to say, can we all agree that while this family love each other, they have no social skill whatsoever?
No, 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 no. But also I also kind of like the idea that you know how each of the main characters have their own secret identities, right?
Yeah,
They're all like they're all like dual characters, because there's someone like there's an identity that the audience knows, and then there's the identity that they reveal to those that they live with, right? And that's one of the most interesting tropes, or one of the most interesting, what's the word I'm looking for? One of the more interesting quirks and characteristics of the show, right? The idea of dual identities and how everybody is two sides, right? Um, but what I also like about like this episode also is that as a unit, as a family, they also have different sides. You know what I mean? It's not just like what they show to each other, but like because of Lloyd's mission or whatever, he has a different idea of what a normal family should look like. Yor has a different idea. Anya just likes peanuts. You know what I mean? Like, like it's
me
like,
peanut.
yeah. I like the whole dynamic and the whole thing of being able to see that. Like Lloyd is trying to make, uh, Lloyd's trying to make it so that other people um, recognize that they're normal or they're a good family or whatever. But Yor also sees the other side. It's like people outside don't see the real you, and I see that you're tired. And she's trying to be thoughtful. And Anya just goes with the flow and gets excited. You know what I mean? But like you can see little things like that that feel so genuine and real. That of
Yeah,
course Lloyd is not going to pay attention because he's focused on just being the wise Twilight, right? But I kind of like those little shades or little nuances because it makes me think about the fact that no one really understands your family just by seeing just from afar. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like from
yeah,
afar, no, everybody's gonna talk or think or assume that your family is XYZ thing. But what really matters is what your family thinks within the home. Within the home, that's what really matters because they're like, like every family is different, has their quirks and particulars, relationships and whatever. And I like how this show, in very simple and nuanced moments, explores all of that, and I think it's
yeah.
just great.
Agreed. And I'm just sitting here by just thinking, just I mean, I know that I'm a broken record about that, but oh, did I forgot changing my name from the Doran Toran episode? My bad. But
Don't worry, it's great. Do it live. But here's but what I was gonna, but
yeah,
it's a good simple episode. I mean, the whole thing with the penguin at the end with Anya and the plushie, it's just freaking adorable. I love that we always find, because I find it very surprising. Like this is one of those shows that, okay, it's not moment heavy like Attack on Titan, right? Which which we always were amazed of how much content Mappa and Wit were able to fit in one episode of 24 minutes, right?
Yeah.
This one is the same, but it's different because I gotta be honest. After the whole mission, after the recap and the entire mission of the penguins and the aquarium and all of that, we still found time to go into Anya Land, which I find it
That was
so
just so
adorable.
adored.
Yeah, and again, what a great way of ending the Cour. Like, I don't know. I think this episode. I think the best way to describe it, because like I said, I think I've said it multiple times. It's not a story heavy episode. It feels like a filler, but it's not because you got great character moments and I
It's
feel
in the manga, by the way, so it's not
great,
filler per se.
great, and it feels like well, there's filler in manga too, but I know what you mean. Um, it's an OVA. It feels like an OVA, but also what I like about it is um, not just the OVA. I lost my train of thought. But I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot. I like how isolated it is, and I don't know. I just love these characters. Can't wait to spend more time with them. Can't wait
And
for
I
Core
just,
two.
yeah, and also their neighbors is, I don't know if they're blind, just in their own bubble or something like that, and just when they realize that maybe he isn't that bad of a father, and just suddenly, and now that I look at you, you're very handsome, and I'm just,
But remember, that's the whole thing, though. That's the whole point. But
I
that's
know, I
right,
know, I know, but I
right,
just
right.
find it so funny.
Yeah,
That's the entire thing.
and I think that's the best thing that this show does because it makes funny and interesting things that are true. Because how many people are like that? How many
That's
people,
on.
you know what I mean? Like, how many people judge for what they don't know? You know? Um,
Oh, there is more people than people want
yes.
to accept that are like that.
Right, right, right. But, it's just one of those things that it's just interesting and peculiar. But yeah, this show is just great. I mean, you know what? I'm going to say this. This show, this episode in particular, was a celebration of all the reasons why I love this show.
Yeah.
It was a great capsule. And I don't know. I can't wait for Core 2. Can't come any sooner. It's coming in sometime in October. We have a whole 3 months with no Spy X Family. But we're gonna get a full core, guys. I mean, we got another 12 episodes,
Yeah.
so that's gonna be phenomenal. So I can't wait for it to come back. I'm excited, and of course, I'm probably gonna start reading the book once it finishes. But hey, YOLO.
I have already. I am up to speed, so I know what's happening.
We know. Okay, stop.
Never.
Is there anything else that you want to? Oh, can we talk about the old lady? Like,
Oh, her.
yeah, like
She's kind of
I
funny.
no, it's hilarious how he keeps saying I can't, and she just keeps talking over him and telling her how important the mission is, and da 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 da. And then he says aquarium, and she goes splendid, because that's what's happening.
What are the odds?
I don't know. I think one of my favorite dynamics that I like that we keep it never grows old is the whole fact that we can read everyone's thoughts, right?
Yeah,
That we can see
but
Lloyd
but now,
react.
yeah, but now we know. Frankie X the old lady. Ain't that right?
For what? What?
I'm just joking right now.
I mean, they're both great, both Frankie and the old lady.
I was just
So
joking, considering we all know how a certain community will react due to we have a female contact person.
yeah. Talking about Frankie, we haven't seen Frankie in a while.
Oh, you will see Frankie soon. That's all I'm gonna say.
You know what? I think we can sum up this episode with one word: elegant.
Elegance, 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 and Yeah, and I will also. Uh, well, it's not that much to say, really.
Yeah, I think we've said enough. I mean, this episode was simple, cute, full of penguins, lots of fish, and a big plushie. Damn it, I want the penguin now. I want to hug it. I want to be it. Damn it, I'm dressing as a penguin in Halloween. No, I'm kidding. Um, it's great. Um, guys, this ends our coverage of Spy X
Not,
Family
not,
for what?
not really.
Well, it
Next week,
ends.
Mike. Since Mike has been on a break, I figured that we could do something along the lines of a core recap with him and a good friend of
Oh,
him.
oh, that's
So
awesome.
I weren't. Normally, I wouldn't do a core recap like that, but
No, it makes
since Mike
sense.
since Mike has been away and all that, yes, I felt we need to hear his thoughts about the rest of the episodes. For those that are unaware, Mike has been on a vacation per se.
Nice, nice. Okay, so I retract my statement. Apparently, I know nothing in my life. No, I'm kidding.
We
But
all know that's the case.
so after next week, we're gonna be closing the book on Spy Family for now. But definitely, we're gonna keep covering it in the fall. Definitely one of our favorite shows of the year, and we can't wait to keep covering it. So, stay tuned, guys, and let us know your thoughts on Spy Family. We certainly love it.
I mean, I'm starting to collect the books also, and I do collect a lot of books now that I think about it. Poor bookshelf, and one of them is One Piece. Ugh.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but poor bookshelf. I need a bookshelf just for One Piece alone. So, but anyway, with that out of the way, let's. I think we should cover up and forged our way through with just some quick shout outs on where people can find us.
First of all, that was horrible.
I
but
know.
but I but then again, it's all good. You can find me at the Scarlet Fan 52 on Twitter, at the Scarlet Fan 52 on Instagram,
Yeah. And you can find my work at Webm Entertainment, and you can find me at Emblemaniac on Twitter.
and you can follow us and find us at the Amateur Otaku Pod on Twitter, and you can click like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, share with your friends. Click on the bell for notifications so you don't miss any episodes and coverages of Spy X Family and a bunch of other stuff that we do every single week. And if you enjoy listening to us on our podcast form, make sure to check us out. Check us out at Amateur Otaku on the Amateur Otaku on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever podcasts are found. You can definitely find us. We'll see you next time, guys. Have it awesome.
Peace.